Alright, this is the day that we get to pour the concrete countertops, and I wanted to show you the forms just to give you an idea what we've been working on behind the scenes. These are three of the sections that will be the finished countertops. This is the kitchen area where they're going to be installed. You can see we've already added a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood. That'll help distribute the weight of all these countertops. Are going to be quite heavy. The molds are made out of melamine for the base, and then 2 inches of styrofoam on the edges. I cut all the styrofoam with just a plywood blade on a circular saw. That was a bit of a trick. And then you'll notice the black spots here. This is some shark's teeth and beach glass, and we've put spray adhesive on the mold and then stuck a bunch of these shark's teeth on there, and maybe about 50% of them will end up being able to be seen. They get moved around a lot when the concrete is added. But then we'll be grinding this area as well to reveal as much of that as we can in the finished mold. Now the molds are built upside down. The top of the countertop is actually in the bottom of the mold. That's why we use the melamine. Gives us a nice smooth surface. Everything is leveled out. And you see we're getting ready for quite a mess. All right. Now the sink, for the undermount sink, we use a styrofoam cutout of that. Just used a saw to cut that out, and then packing tape around the edges. And then you can see there's 1-inch pieces of PVC pipe that we've used to create knockouts for all where the sink will be installed. There's a little disc of wood on the top, which just simply gets you to the 1.5-inch mark, which is the usual depth that most faucets can be installed at. And so the black, you'll notice the black caulking around the edges. That's simply on to try to create a little bit of a bullnose edge. It just helps us get it started in the right direction. And when we pour the concrete, and then when everything is flipped over. I'll take you out to the garage and show you what we've got going on out here. There's 3 more molds in this area. 2 of them will be finished pieces, and 1 is just simply a pour that we can test, and then we can test the grind as well. And then you'll see we've got everything kind of staged and ready to go. This is the tub we're going to use. We're going to hand mix the cement with a hoe. You can buy this tub at Lowe's or Home Depot. They're really handy, and I wanted to do small batches so that I could just work 1 set of counters at a time. All the pails that will measure out the sand and the aggregate and concrete, they've already been weighed so that I know what the net weight will be once I add the aggregate and such. We've got a bathroom scale set up there. I've got a sprayer that I'm using to put all the water in. We're using just a basic grade sand for the mix, and then also white Portland cement. And then I've got a pile of the aggregate that I mentioned earlier that we got from a landscape supply company. I had to wash all of that out because it was a little bit muddy. We don't want any residue mixing with the white Portland cement. And then finally, we're going to add a thing called a plasticizer. And that is an element that helps us reduce the amount of water that will be in the mix, and it'll give us a stronger concrete. We're shooting for a concrete strength of over 5,000 psi. And then finally, just as a nice little additive, went to Minnesota Beach yesterday, picked up just a little bit of sand from the beach. We're going to mix that in with the sand, and that'll give us a little bit of Minnesota Beach right in our countertops, which should be very, very cool. All right, getting ready to pour today, and I will send another update once we get to that stage.